Hey guys, today we're going to touch on the last of the 3 Ps, and that is periodization. So if you look back a couple weeks, you'll see my video on priorities and planning for the real life avatar that we have, Julie. I'm not going to walk through all of Julie's body, move, and work pieces or her goals. Please refer back to that video a few weeks ago on those 2 pieces, and we talked through those in depth. Jumping right into the periodization, you'll see that I have this laid out. You'll see accum, that means accumulation. So when you hear accumulation, just think of a lot of volume, you're acquiring skills, so on and so forth. You'll see transition. So transition, sometimes they're called deloads, sometimes they're called deload/testing weeks. So those are transition periods. And then you'll also see intensification. So kind of flip accumulation phases upside down, and then you'll get intensification. So intensity, or the amount of load that you're lifting, goes up, total volume goes down. In aerobic work or in anaerobic work, it gets faster and it gets more intense. So just kind of think about that when you're looking at the phases of training within a periodization model. So we're going to start off with Julie, and we're going to jump right into accumulation 1. And this is Julie and I's first interaction together. So we did an assessment, we did an initial consultation, we kind of aligned on her goals, but I still like to roll, let's call it a 3, 4, 5 week accumulation 1. That's establishing rhythm and getting some more insights based on how she responds to training. And by that, it's like, does a high-low method work best for her? How does she recover? Does the schedule that she gave you and the amount of days that she asked for in training, can she actually handle, adapt, and recover from that, and express? That's another important thing. We have to make sure that exercise selection is appropriate. So look at that insights and rhythm phase is just that. I'm gaining some insights, we're getting to know each other a little bit more. And that's not to say that she's not getting better in training, because there's still a progressive model happening there. But my main goal is to set rhythm and gain some insights. Accumulation 2, we're gonna hit on motor control, and we're gonna hit our longest MAP pieces. So MAP just means aerobic work. So that could be in motor control, we're doing 15 reps, and longest MAP, let's say we're doing intervals of 30 minutes in aerobic work, and we're making that sustainable. And then we're going to go into a transition where we may do some retesting based on what we found in her screen. So, we noticed that she failed her scratch test. So in accumulation 1 and in accumulation 2, specifically with motor control, we may have worked on shoring up those patterns, and we can retest them in this transition/deload week and gain some insights there. Moving right along to accumulation 3, now we're going into motor control and longer MAP. So realize I'm working up this way. So this doesn't mean that it's longer than that. It's just longer than the next piece. So what this could look like is in resistance training, we could be hitting 12 reps. And the aerobic work, we're now hitting 20-minute aerobic sustainable intervals. Now we're moving into accumulation 4. So now you can kind of see the focus is going from motor control into strength endurance. And now we're just hitting long MAP work. So this could look like, let's call it 10 reps. And let's call it 15 minutes of sustainable aerobic work. Now we're transitioning, so I'm not going to go through that again, but it'd be pretty much the same as what we did here based upon what we're working on in that accumulation 3 and 4. I'm going to make sure that we're actually improving and hold myself accountable as a coach, and we're going to retest some things and gain some insights. Moving into accumulation 5, now we're hitting some strength endurance work and some medium MAP work. So what could this look like? Let's say in the strength endurance, we're doing 8 to 10 reps. And then in the medium MAP, let's say we're doing 7 minutes of sustainable aerobic activity. Moving into accumulation 6, now we're still in the strength endurance phase, and then we're making that MAP work a little bit shorter. So I know this is getting kind of monotonous, but you can kind of see that the reps are going down, right? So the intensity and resistance is going up, so the weight that we're lifting is going up. And the time in which we're doing aerobic work is going down, which also means the intensity in which we're performing that aerobic work is also increasing. So in this strength endurance phase, let's say we're going 6 to 8 reps, and we're down to 6 minutes of sustainable aerobic intervals. This squiggly line, that just indicates another transition period, same deal there. And then now we're finally going into an intensification phase. So just like we talked about above, intensification just means that volume is going down and intensity or load is going up. So now we're doing max contractions with Julie, and we're doing short map work. So what do max contractions look like relative to her? That can be 4 to 5 reps. And as far as the shorter map work, let's say we're now down to 5 minutes of sustainable activity. Intensification 2, we're still doing max contractions, and we're doing the shortest map work that I'm going to do with Julie. So what could that look like? Let's say that's 2 to 4 reps, and we're doing 3-minute sustainable aerobic pieces. So this is just giving you guys some insights into accumulation 1 to 6 and then intensification 1 and 2. How long is this? Think anywhere between, we can roll accumulation 1, like I said, I like 4, 5, 6 weeks on that. Accumulation 2, I usually like to go 4 to 8 weeks on accumulation phases. And then intensification phases, I like to keep those a little bit shorter. And you'll notice we're going from intensification 1 to intensification 2. So these may just be 2 or 3 week blocks that we're rolling right into each other. And then what does it look like after that? We may do a transition, and we may go all the way back up and redo this, right? So this is still progressive in nature, but I'm just doing this with her because I'm not working toward a competition or anything like that. We're working toward long-term sustainable fitness. So I'm going from intensification 2 right into, let's call it accumulation 7, right? And accumulation 7 happens here, 8, transition, 9, 10, transition, 11, 12, intensification 3, intensification 4, and that just gives you an idea. There's nothing wrong with going accum 1, intensification 1, accum 2, intensification 2. It just depends on the training age of your client and what your goals are there.